Hello, hello, hello. It's Tuesday because I know it's Tuesday because I'm here and you're there, and we're doing it all again, aren't we? But we've got to wait. Got to wait for people. Wait for people. So how are you? You all right? Is everybody good? Ping. How are you? How is everybody? I don't know why I'm a year older from last week. I'm 55 now, so yeah, I know. I've probably aged. So yeah, not much to really talk about since last week's live stream. Well, we did some kids stuff, going out and about, but not much else to really talk about since then. Not a lot else has happened. So yeah, I'm kind of a bit stuck with what to talk about. What do you want to talk about? I don't know. But yeah, this is that quiet moment as we wait for people to join me in the chat. There are no views at the moment. I'm just hoping that I haven't set it to private. 3 viewers at the moment. I don't know. So if you're there, make yourself known. Say something. I haven't got Verity with me tonight to chat to. She hasn't come down. She might pop up. You never know. I don't know if she'll pop up to give me some support. She might do. She hasn't got to go to college tomorrow, so she could turn up. She could. So I don't know. I'm getting a bit nervous. There's no one in the chat. I've been on a full 2 minutes, and it's quiet out there. At this rate, I'm going to have to go to the Daily Mail website and start doing coffee time. Oh dear. Very, very quiet tonight. Is there anybody there? Is there anybody out there? Obviously not. I think this could be a short one. Oh, wait a minute, Christopher, thank you. How's things? Yeah, they're all right. Not a lot to talk about. I'm a year older. I'm 55 now. Oh God. It's that worrying halfway point where you think, blimey, if it carries on like this, I'll be 62 soon. I don't like that. That's the problem with age, isn't it? It's the problem with it just passes you by really quickly. So yeah, I don't know what's going to happen. But yeah, so I'm a bit of a funny age. I've got more cantankerous than usual. Oh, that's cool. There's someone else I have to. I've got that. I'll get rid of that one. Boink. But yeah, difficult age, 55, isn't it? I don't know. How old are you, Chris? Are you 55? Maybe you're older. Maybe you've already gone through it. I don't know. But hey, mustn't grumble. I'm still here. I'm still annoying people. And that's the important thing. I think that's the important thing. I don't know. So yeah. But yeah, nothing else to really chat about. I mean, I took delivery today of Excalibur, the limited edition from Arrow Entertainment, and I was watching one of the old documentaries about that before I came on, and that was good. I mean, I can talk about Excalibur if you want. I'm looking forward to watching that film. I haven't seen that film in years. Again, it's one of those things that, it's from 1981, so I was 10 years old, and it was in, I think it was in Starburst magazine, the making of, and it was like, oh, that looks good. It's one of those, you know, kind of defining movies. I didn't see it at the cinema, but I saw it when it was on television. And Arthurian legend. It's you know, swords and sorcery and stuff like that. So I look forward to reacquainting myself with that movie. But yeah, I mean, it's not been. I was saying to the missus with regard to Excalibur, there's not been another like Arthurian film. I mean, there was that one, The Green Knight, which was done a few years ago, but it was a little bit, you know. It's an unusual retelling of King Arthur, says Paul. It is. Is it unusual? I don't know. I mean, it's based on Mort d'Arthur, and it was one of John Borman's obsessions. But yeah, they did. Oh God, what it was called, The Green Knight, I think it was. Was it called The Green Knight? That was a recent one. Yeah, 2021. I go, oh, it was recently. Yeah, it was based on Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. It was from 2021. It starred Dev Patel as Sir Gawain and the Green Knight. You know, so yeah. So immediately you're going, yeah. I mean, it was all right, but yeah, that was an odd one as well. But yeah, I don't know if there's been any other real like proper Arthurian movies since Excalibur. I'm just asking AI to throw up a list of suitable movies so I can. Alex says, I watched the Flash Gordon again the other day for the first time in years. It really is rubbish, but quite fun. It's not rubbish. What are you talking about? You need a smack in the chops. Of course, you've got Monty Python, The Holy Grail. Fisher King? That's a loose one, isn't it? First Night. Yeah. But yeah, there's none really in the same ballpark as Excalibur. I think Excalibur stands out as, you know, as something quite unique. But yeah, well, Flash Gordon, rubbish. How dare you? Paul's in, he says Flash is a superb movie. Indeed. Again, if you're some of us of an age, you might be of an age, Alex, I don't know, but some of us grew up with those old RKO, I think it was, serials with Buster Crabbe as the original Flash Gordon. And if you ever watch those, they're really good. They were good fun. And it's like an extension of those in terms of the design and that, and the it's like kind of sad. Like, it's funny because you had Flash Gordon, and then latterly, following that, you had Raiders of the Lost Ark, which again was kind of based on those Saturday morning serials that were showed in the cinemas. So I'd like to think that Flash Gordon inspired Raiders of the Lost Ark. Probably didn't, but hey, a boy can dream. But that's why I'm a big fan of it. Of course, there's the soundtrack as well, and I just think it's it's just delightfully bonkers. I've got a really big book about it over there on the shelf, and some of the designs. It's got all the designs of the costumes and everything. It's absolutely marvelous, fantastic stuff. And it was meant to be like there was going to be loads of them. There's going to be like a sequel, obviously, because they set up a sequel. But I guess it wasn't popular enough at the time. Again, it's turned into a bit of a cult movie. but it's a shame. Thankfully, it wasn't rebooted, because I was talking about it being rebooted with was it Taika Waititi doing it, and thankfully that never came to anything. But anyway, we've got that the reboot of Highlander coming with Henry Cavill, or Cavill, whatever you want to, however you ever pronounce it. And there can be only one, and that's that. So that's 2 movies with a Queen soundtrack for you. Payne's in, and he says, Alex adds, Flash Gordon is rubbish, but in a good way. I really enjoyed it. It's camp and silly, but it's not rubbish. You can't say it's rubbish in a good way. It's either rubbish and it's bad, or it's good and camp. You know, you can't be rubbish in a good way. That's impossible. That's impossible. Payne says, 1930s Buster Crab Flash Gordon was great. Indeed, it was, because if you're of an age, and I imagine Payne is of the same, similar. I'm older than him now. I'm 55. I think I'm older than him. He would have seen them, because they used to repeat all those serials. Was it King of the Rocket Men? Do you remember that one? That was another one that they used to show. And they used to put those on over the summer holidays, and you'd tune in. And the good thing about serials is they'd have these impossible endings. You know, the car would go over the cliff with the hero inside, and you'd tune in, and next day you'd find out that he actually jumped out before the car went over the cliff. And you know, they always managed to swerve imminent danger by doing something impossible that you didn't see. But yeah, he said the engine sound of arcing electricity and spark at the back of the steampunk model spaceships. Yeah, the design, and again, a lot of that design inspired the 1980s one. So you know, they take it directly from that. It's fascinating, and the old comic strips as well, of course, because there was a Flash Gordon comic strip, I think, that it was based upon. Payne adds, you're 10 months younger than me. My 56th birthday is in April. Sorry, I just felt old at the moment. It's my knee. It makes me feel older. My knee makes me feel 75. So yeah, there you go. What can you say? Oh no, chat's disconnected. Oh no, has it glitched out? Oh dear, did something glitch out then? I think we may have glitched. What's the matter, dog? What, you want to go out? Oh, wait a minute. I'll let you out. It's alright, because Andrew's not here, so we can't do dog cam. Though we can do dog cam on the new fancy cam. We got new fancy cam. So let's see if this works. New fancy cam. There we go. That is the new fancy cam. It doesn't look any fancier. That's because you've probably got a... But this is the new fancy cam. Fancy cam. Look, we can do that. Dun, 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 dun. Fancy cam. Dun, dun. Couldn't do that before. Fancy cam. Layla, have you got your tongue sticking out again? You have, haven't you? You've always got your tongue sticking out. Put it back in your mouth. What's wrong with you? And that was the fancy cam. Dum dum. That was a fancy cam. Dum dum. Oh. Oh. Put that over there. And then I can put that there. They never make webcams so that they stand still properly. Payne says everyone in their mid-50s gets issues with dodgy knees. I know, good, isn't it? Yeah, well, I shouldn't have fell over. If I hadn't have twisted it, I'd have been fine. I would have been fine. I think we need to do... Oh, Renee's in. Hooray! He's here to save the day. I think what we need to do, cheer us all up, is we need to see a recently released picture of Stephen Hawking from the Epstein files. Sorry, Epstein files. Here we go. That's it. Isn't that good? Doesn't that make you feel better? Yeah, that makes you feel better. He's saying, I hope this picture doesn't ever get leaked. And who's up for a hand job? That's what he's saying. Everybody. That's what he's saying. Everybody knows that. At least he's not in that hole like he in the other picture. So yeah. What should we talk about? Payne says it's been a brilliant weather day today. So that cheers me up. Indeed, I actually wore my small jacket. Okay, the dog's complaining. I won't be a minute. Oh, let me just let the dog out. Go on, off you go. Off your pop. Off your pop. Do 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 bom bom. Do 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 bom bom. Do 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 do. So yeah, I'm now up. I can actually get my Excalibur limited edition. It's got HDR. It's got HDR. There you go. Look at that. And I ordered this late. Yeah, I got this direct from Arrow, the people that make these, and I've never bought anything from them before. But I ordered it late yesterday afternoon. I don't know, about 5 PM I think it was. And it arrived today. I paid extra for like next day delivery because it was only £1 in it or something. It was either 48 hours or 24. So I just went 20. Well, whatever, 24. You know, because it was a bit expensive. I thought I'd get it this next day. So, and it came. It came this afternoon. It's like bloody hell, blimey. Should we do? Look, it's got a little slip cover that comes off. Look. Da, 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 boom, baba. It says on the back 15. Now I'm sure this used to be a PG 15, and it says warning: strong violence and sex. I don't know about you, but I don't remember a lot of sex in this. There's like some love scenes, but there's no like. It's not Game of Thrones kind of sex, is it? You know, there's nothing like. There's nothing raunchy in this, unless there's. I saw like a TV edit when I was a kid. I'm sure it wasn't raunchy. I'm sure of it. And so you get this little box with like Excalibur on it on the back and the artwork. And there's the spine. We're doing an unboxing, guys. We're doing an unscheduled unboxing. Oh my god! And so you got the doodad there. Let's see, with all the gubbins on, and it opens up, and look, you get 3 discs. You get your 4K. It's got all the Ks. And then you get your bonus Blu-ray, and then you get your standard Blu-ray. You know, so if you haven't got a 4K player, why would you buy it? But you can watch the 1080p. Now, I'm of a mind that sometimes I think 1080p looks better than 4K. Don't ask me why, but sometimes I think it presents better, and I don't know why that is. So, get a little hard-boiled More Arrow video promotional postcard. That's nice. And then you get some other postcards. Look of the actors, Sherry Lungi and Nicole Williams, and is that Helen Mirren there? Helen Mirren. And I can't see who that is. That's Lancelot, and that's Arthur himself, Nigel Terry, and John Boorman. And on the other side, you get various, I guess you call them lobby cards with the artwork, the promotional artwork from the time, which is nice. You can stick them up in your boudoir if you so wish. There's Mordred. Is it Mordred? Yeah. Oh, I think there's only a little bit of incest in it. I think George R.R. Martin basically copied this film for, and then you get a poster that you can put up. Look. Oh, it's a big one as well. Is that a big one? Oh my god! Oh god, man, it's too big. We'll not fit it all in. Wait a minute. I've got it now. So it goes that way, or you can have it go that way. whichever way you want it, in your boudoir. Oh yeah, but it doesn't stop there. Oh no, oh no. By Jiminy, there's even a booklet. And it's got words in and stuff, so you can read all about it. But I'd need my glasses because it's very small. It's got very, very small lettering and that. But yeah, I must read that. So yeah, I think that's pretty good. I mean, there's some really good reissues. If you like movies, there's some really good reissues out there, and they're putting a lot of care, a lot of time and care into them, and making them more like kind of archival or archival even archival releases. And you can see some good stuff on it. There's a documentary, there's a new documentary in it. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to poring over it. Alex says, to be fair, the best King Arthur film is The Holy Grail. Not really. Andrew says, I'm in. And we've done dog cam, Andrew, so you have to rewind. Where's the dog going? Dog wants to go outside. She wants to go into the kitchen, I'd imagine. Or go upstairs and lay on our bed, because why not? Yeah, we've already done dog cam. So Renee says, I've received the MPC Studio 2 today. What a great thing. MPC Studio 2. Is that the £1,500 one, Renee? Is that the really big one? The really expensive one? God, you must be made of money. Akai MPC Live 2. Live 2? Oh, not the XL one. Studio 2. Studio 2. Oh, I don't know that one. I thought it was the live one. Studio 2. Oh, Studio 2. Oh, I don't know what that is. Oh, is it the is that like the USB one, is it? Yes, the USB controller. Not the XL one. Because the XL one's like £1,500. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. Yeah, it's the controller. Oh yeah. Yeah, I tried oh god, what one was it now? There's loads of them, isn't there? There's loads of these bloody things. I tried the MPC one a few years back. A few years ago now, a long time ago. And what happened? Why didn't I keep it? Why didn't I like it? I just couldn't get into the software. You know, I wanted something that was a bit more intuitive, and I think I lost patience with it, because it's that thing of, if I can't get it working, if I can't create something in, I don't know, a couple of days, if I can't, no, it's even quicker than that, if I can't create something that's usable in an afternoon, then the thing isn't useful. Then it needs, if there's a learning curve, there's a big learning curve. No, I'm not learning. I'm old. I don't want to learn. I'm not here to learn. I want things to be instant. I want instant gratification. I just found the learning curve just a really bit difficult, and I thought, well, if I'm pissing around menu diving and doing all this, then I could do that on the computer, couldn't I? I could just do that on the computer. And with that, what you've got, I think that really drives. It goes all right. Let me know if you're making any banging dance tunes with it. Paul says, I'm going to look into getting this. It looks great. Oh, I'll tell you what's on it, he says, if I can read it. If I can actually read it. I need my glasses are over there and it's too small. Oh, hold it. So you got, it's a 3, where's the camera? Hello, camera. It's a, it's a 3-disc 4K Ultra HD limited edition. It's got a brand new 4K restoration for the original 35mm negative. Presenting its original aspect ratio. Contains both the 141-minute theatrical cut and the 120-minute TV version. See, this is it. I don't think I've seen the theatrical cut. So does that mean there's 21 minutes of real good porking? And that's what we missed out on. That's why it's got a warning for sex. If there's more Helen Mirren in the nip, then I'm in. You know what I'm saying? So I don't think I've seen the 141-minute version one, because I've only ever seen it on TV. Blah blah blah. So yeah, the disc one features. Yeah, we did all that. You got audio commentaries from Brian Hoyle, author of The Cinema of John Boorman, brand new audio commentary by David Kittredge, director of Boorman and the Devil, and archival commentary by director John Boorman. Then you got the extras. You got the making of Excalibur, which I watched. Myth into Movie, a never before released 48-minute documentary directed by Neil Jordan. Neil Jordan, who did Crying Game. Didn't he also do Company of Wolves and Interview with a Vampire? Am I right? I think I'm right. I love Company of Wolves. I've got that on Blu-ray as well. I love that film so much. Very underrated. Then you've got To Be a Knight and Follow King, a newly filmed interview with director John Boorman and actor Charlie Boorman. When Death Was But a Dream, a newly filmed interview with creative associate Neil Jordan. The Charm of Making, a newly filmed interview with production designer Anthony Pratt. Confessions of a Professional Pain in the Arse, a newly filmed interview with second unit director Peter MacDonald. Anam Cara, a new featurette on the working friendship of John Boorman and co-writer Rosbo Pallenberg, featuring a newly filmed interview with Pallenberg. Divided Nature, a brand new featurette by the film historian Howard S. Berger and Kevin Marr, and you got trailers and image galleries. And then you got your bonus limited edition Blu-ray, which has the presentation of the TV version. And Excalibur Behind the Movie, a 50-minute retrospective documentary looking back on the making of the film. So there's a lot of content. There's a great load of content on it. And this came out on Monday. And Amazon didn't have any in. HMV sold out. So I went to Arrow and got it direct from them. And I totally recommend using their website because, like I said, I ordered it late yesterday afternoon and I got it this afternoon. So, you know, talk about like shit off a shovel. It was like, phew. It was really, 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 really good. Oh, is the steam breaking up? I'm sorry about that. I won't move so fast. Sometimes I think I should just do this at 1080p rather than 4K. Maybe it's straining. The internet is straining to contain my greatness. Clive's in. He says hi. Right, Clive. Rene says the USB one. I know. I figured it out. Andrew says the stream's breaking up. We did that. And Paul said that's right. A great director. Yeah. I don't know if is Neil Jordan still going, or did he peg it? No, he's still going. He's 75 now though. God, blimey. Yeah, so he did Company of Wolves, Mona Lisa, forgot that one. Crying Game, Interview with the Vampire, Michael Collins, In Dreams. He did that one as well. God. What's he done recently? Huh. Didn't know he'd done that one. And he was creative associate on Excalibur. So yeah, that was good. Very, very good. Boom, 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 boom. You know, John Boorman's still going. He's 93. Can you? That's amazing, isn't it? Again, there's another one who's got an interesting film career. Point Blank with Lee Marvin, great film. Deliverance, fantastic. Zardoz, I like it. Exorcist 2. Emerald Forest, that's a good one. Hope and Glory. Oh, that was a good one. No one ever talks about it anymore. else is there? Taylor of Panama, that was the last big one he did. Very, very interesting. So, any more for any more? Anyone? Anyone? It's all gone quiet out there. It's very, very quiet. Doesn't anyone want to play? No one? Okay. I'm hoping there might be a hot beverage on the way. Probably not. Do 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 do. Boom 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 boom. Boom 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 boom. No, okay. Very quiet out there tonight. You lot are quiet. Was it 13 people in? Is that all? I imagine most of those are soccer accounts. I can definitely hear beverage. I can hear beverage. If you're not gonna talk, I'm gonna go off. Paul says, what's your P word in? What's my P word in? I don't know what. Oh, he's retracted it. I don't know. I don't know. What's he talking about? Help. Paul posted a message, then retracted it. It was too spicy. Well, I don't know, Paul. Help us out, Paul. Help. Help. Paul says, stupid autocorrect. You know, I know. The funny thing is it autocorrects the things that you spelled correctly. And then when you spell something wrong, it doesn't correct it. Are you going to get the new Yes album when it comes out? Or are you not bothered? I never get them. I stream them. I listen to them on streaming. I'm not... Yeah, I don't tend to buy Yes albums because... What was the last one I bought? Fly From Here. Yeah, that was the last one I bought. The actual physical version of the Yes was, yeah, Fly From Here. But since then, I've streamed them to do the reviews because... Oh no, no, that's a correct. No, incorrect. No, Heaven and Earth was the last one. Last one with Chris Squire. That was the last time I bought one of their albums, and we all know how that turned out. And I've not bought. After that, I've not bought any more of their stuff. Ah, here comes the beverage. Thank you. All white. So no, I tend to just stream if I can. You know, there's no point in buying this stuff, is there? I'll cover it, but I'm not buying it. I'd be a fool. I'd be a fool. But no, I'll cover it. Clive asks, oh no, he says, enjoying the new run of prog reviews. It's alright, isn't it? It's okay. I'm glad someone's enjoying it. Rene asks, do I like RPGs and RTS games? RPGs. What kind of RPG? I like Skyrim. Is Skyrim an RPG? RTSs, is that like turn-based games, is it? Not really. No, I don't like those. But I like Skyrim. In fact, they need to bring out a new version of it. Yeah. Andrew says, new Chemical Brothers album out. I think it's compilation. Again? Stray says another new Yes album. What did we do to deserve that? Look, Steve Howe's got ownership of it, and he's not letting go. Yeah, so I know that Mr. Accrington Stanley is touring the UK, but no, I'm not doing that. I've got to take the dog for a walk. That's my excuse now. I can't justify the cost of going into London and buying gig tickets. I just can't justify it anymore. It's too expensive, too spicy for my liking. Paul adds, it should have read what's happened to the listeners. What listeners? What, here? I don't know. I don't think anybody wants to play. Again, I think most of you are probably soccer accounts because, you know. You know. Shall we have a look? I don't like to look. I tend to ignore it. The reason I say most of the viewers are soccer accounts is because, and I've not checked this yet, so let's have a butcher's. Here we go. This is today's likes and dislikes. We've got 3 likes and 10 thumbs downs. You see, that's why I joke about most of the people on here being soccer accounts, because we have a mentally disturbed individual who loves coming on the live streams and doing that like it means anything. It's engagement, you plum. The algorithm doesn't care, and neither do I. So, you know, I'm 55 and I do this. I go, and you ask yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I doing this? I don't know, I think it's some sort of impotent rage. I think they're just trying to rail at the world and the unfairness of it all, and so they take it out on me, and that's fine as long as I'm distracting them and they're not actually picking on somebody who can't take it. You want to see my new border collie? I got this for my birthday. To go with the rest of my soft toys on my desk. I have more soft toys than you. See? So yeah, there you go. I need to dangle him from the microphone. Yeah, where are we? Stray says, problem with Andy Latimer is that he takes himself far too seriously. Do you know what? I do not know. I have no care for Camel or Andy Latimer. I don't get the appeal. You know, I find it their music a little bit too fey and a little bit too twee for my tastes. There's not enough acid. There's not enough passion. There's not enough testicular fortitude. It's a bit, you know, I don't get it. I've tried. It's all rather nice, isn't it? It's all rather pleasant. P word. It's always rather pleasant, and that's nice up to a limit. But you know, I think again you've got to like keyboard bands, because a lot of the stuff is keyboard based, isn't it? And I just can't get on with it. I just can't get on with it, you know. But you know, I'll give everything a go. I'll give it a go. But you know, I've never been surprised by a Camel song. You know, I've never gone, oh, that's interesting. And again, I think a lot of the problem again with Camel, because they appeared on like Old Grey Whistle Test, I was kind of familiar with that Snow Goose thing from my younger days, because you know I consumed a lot of that stuff when it was on the television. So you know, it's, you know, I don't know, and I don't want to piss on your cornflakes all the time. So I know people love these bands, and some people get very upset when I go, oh, it's a bit twee, isn't it? You know, because why did you like it? Sorry, why did you review it if you didn't like it? Sorry, I'm just tired. I'm tired. I'm old and tired. Just mainly old more than anything else. Andrew says, prefer Caravan. Yeah, I like Caravan. They can be twee, but they can also rock out a bit, and they're a little bit weird. They do some weird shit, so I like Caravan, and I've got that jazzy thing going on as well. I don't see Camel as truly progressive because they don't bring in other forms into their music. Yeah, you get a little bit of like the string stuff and the oboe and whatever, but it's basically doing guitar lines. You know, it's not classical, if you know what I mean. It's not classical inspired. It's a a chamber orchestra just doing like what the rock band would have done with a mellotron and a guitar or whatever, So I don't see them as prog other than they do extended instrumental pieces. They're a rock band. They're a rock band. Oh, God, I've just alienated another lot. Oh God. Now I've annoyed all the Camel fans. Oh no, what am I going to do? Oh, what am I going to do? Alex says, check out Cloak and Dagger Man by Camel. Proper upbeat in 80s. Oh God, that's not good, is it? Stray says, Stationary Traveller is a better concept album than Nude, but it's Camel impersonating Alan Parsons' project. I'm not a fan of that either. Sometimes I don't think I like progressive music at all. Again, I like that early spurt. And then, it starts to, when you get past 1975, it starts to get a bit flabby, doesn't it? It starts to get, it doesn't progress, if you know what I mean. It starts to feed off itself. But yeah, anyway, I'm glad you're enjoying the reviews. I thought I'd start. I'd try and keep it going, because I don't know. Sometimes it's hard to motivate yourself when you've done so many, like 1,000. It's been at least 1,000. Yeah, about 1,000 reviews. I know it says 905 of the prog stuff, but that's without all the other stuff I've done in the interim period. And again, there's lost reviews and whatnot. So it must be at least 1,000 reviews. It's hard to think, wow, this is worthwhile, especially as my channel gets virtually no viewership and no traction because somebody hits me with 10 thumbs down when I do a live stream. They're probably the reason. They probably like that. That's probably given them a little chubby now, me saying that. But yeah, no, you get the feeling that, well, YouTube hides your stuff. Again, I don't want to go on about it because it's boring. It bores me. Even thinking about it, it bores me. I do it so that you guys there, you guys, the old faithful see it. The 100 or so or 200 people that know how to find the videos find it. But sometimes you think, oh God, am I repeating myself? Again, I had somebody complain the other day. I'll read the comment because it's hilarious. Because this person, Bjorn, I do wonder about Bjorn because Bjorn kind of follows me, and he's a what do you call it, a member. So he gives me money. It's like, blimey, if you give me money, then surely you must understand what I do, don't you know? Here he is, Bjorn Johnson. He's a bit of an odd one, but we're all a bit odd. That's why we're here. He said, he says this. He says, now I know why you never review albums you like. You have absolutely nothing to say about it. Well, what can you say? You just say, well, I like it, I like it. I like this song. I like that song. I learned nothing about the artist or the album. It's Anthony Phillips. You should know who Anthony Phillips is. We've been doing Anthony Phillips. I did a primer on Anthony Phillips. I don't have to explain who Anthony Phillips is. Who he is. He's Anthony Phillips. Don't you know? He's that guy who was a founder member of Genesis who left. He had a nervous breakdown and left, and then did a load of solo material that's quite varied, and library music for television. That guy. Or what the album sounds like. I told you, it sounds like Anthony Phillips. But I did learn something about you, where you were in life when it's come out, because I thought that was more interesting. It's what interested me, because sometimes it's nice to inject your personality into something rather than just to sit there stroking your beard and going, gosh, well, you do know that, Joji Hirota played percussion on this, and he worked latterly with Anthony Phillips on some of his other albums, and you go, the irony of this is that when you review Stephen album, I learn everything about it. No, you don't, because I just sit here moaning about it, including the names of all the tracks and what the difference between tracks are and how the album works as a whole. Do I? I don't think I do. Do I do that? Yeah, I bet you'd rather listen to Anthony Phillips album than any Stephen Will Snow any day. Well, exactly. And I said, you're right, I'll delete this later and do a better one. I didn't. I was being facetious. But come on, you know what I'm like by now. Sometimes I will do detailed reviews. Sometimes I will go in and detail it. But again, albums I'm familiar with. I bathe in them. That's the best way I can say it. It's like Night Song, my favourite album of all time. I couldn't tell you the title of any of the tracks. I know the song titles, but I couldn't tell you what they relate to, because I put that on and I listen to it from the beginning to the end, and I know exactly where everything is, and I know exactly what happens where, and I live it, I breathe it. It's in my DNA. But song titles, no, I can't do it. And that's the thing. I'm not that kind of anal listener. I'm somebody that, it lives in me. Do you get that? It lives. I can't even name my own songs. When I record songs, you might not be aware of that. Music.darrenlock.com. It'll take you to my Bandcamp page, but I'm thinking of getting rid of that because nobody cares, and I might just get rid of that completely. Delete it. Delete Patreon. Delete that. Just simplify. I need to streamline everything, because everything's just too complicated. I don't want to keep thinking about things. But I record loads of music, and they have working titles, and then I have to change them into titles that mean something or not mean something. And then if I played one of my songs, I wouldn't know very rarely I remember my own song titles, because I live it. It lives in me. The details are in me rather than. Yes, well, at this point the saxophone plays. How fucking boring is that, eh? How fucking boring is that? It's just boring. It bores me. I can't talk like that. That's not me. If you want that, go fuck off. Go somewhere else. Go fuck off. I'd rather tell you about how I got stuck on a tube train buying a record than actually tell you about the record, because you know what? To me, that's more interesting. It's about telling the story, because I don't know if you realised, I'm here to tell stories. I'm a storyteller, and my story must be told. I'm that guy. I like to tell stories. Huh? So if I can hold up Anthony Phillips, New England, and tell you a story about it, then I succeeded. But also, if it's good, I'll say go listen to it. Go listen to it. That's the beauty now. That's the beauty. I don't have to go into detail because you don't have to pay for anything. You can just f off and listen to the album. If I say listen to it, I want you to listen to all the things I review. I will never say don't listen to it. And if I do, it's just being stupid. I'm just being like, it's for comedy, right? Because I want you to go off and I want you to enjoy it. Even if I don't like it, you might find something good in it, because guess what? Taste is subjective, and you don't have to follow me, but you don't have to buy any of this crap anymore. You can just go and listen to it for free. That's the world we live in now, because music has no value. So for me to go on and explain ad infinitum why I like this and why that works and blah 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 is kind of crap, because unless you share my exact taste, you're not going to get it. Because I could say I'm going to go on about the saxophone. I'm going to keep going on about that, all right? Because we're talking about New England, and I like the sax bit on it, because saxophone doesn't feature very often on Anthony Phillips. So to have a sax solo on an album is something that sticks in my mind. So I might say I really like sax solo on that. You may hate the saxophone. You may think it's the worst instrument there is. That's it. So the album fails for you. Succeeds for me, fails for you. So it's better off me just pointing you and going, oh look, I listened to this and this is my opinion, and then that kind of, you know, that tickles your plums and you go, oh, maybe I'll give it a listen. Maybe I'll like it, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll see what that bald-headed cunt's saying. You know, oh, he's an idiot, I don't like him, but I'll give that album. If he don't like it, then it's got to be good. Or you might say, well, if he does like it, it's probably shit. Whatever way you're coming at it, the whole point is that I'm saying, look, I've listened to this, you might want to check it out. That would be a much shorter video. I'm going to do that from now on. I'm going to come on and go, I've listened to this, you might want to check it out. Ta-ta. And then what's that? That's 30 seconds. I could do a lot more reviews. I could do a lot more reviews like that, couldn't I? If I just come on and went, it's all right. Ta-ta. You know? Andrew says, what do you think of Paul Kossoff as a guitarist? I don't even know who that is. I know he's in a band. Who the f is Paul Kossoff? He's the actor, isn't he? Isn't he an actor? Kossoff, wasn't he in a Kid for Two Farthings? Paul Kossoff. Is he dead? I was in 3. All right now, baby, I'm all right now. Lee died in 1976, so he couldn't have been that good. Yeah, David Kossoff was in A Kid for Two Farthings as Mr. Kandinsky. I love that film. I love that film. And his son was Paul Kossoff. Did you know that? Sometimes I'm just so fucking good. I'm so fucking good. So yeah, I like David Kossoff, but not a big fan of Paul. There you go. But yeah, I love A Kid with Two Farthings. It's another one of my favourites. Do check it out. Diana Dors is in it. Diana Dors, very good, very good. And it's a parable. It's a The First Day. Strikeout says, have you reviewed The First Day by Sylvian? No. You know why I haven't done that, because the featured guitarist is on it. And I do not want to give them any promotional material whatsoever. But I'll tell you a story. Can I tell you a story about it? When that came out, I was up for an interview. I was up for an interview in London, in that there London. So when was that? It's 92, wasn't it? Was that 92 or 93? Oh God, I'm having a bit of a brain fart. 93. Yeah, so I'd finished mid-degree at that point. And it was released on the 5th of July. So I'd finished my degree by then, and I had a job interview. Well, it wasn't actually a job interview. It was like a subbing test. So at that time, I was like, I had hair down to my arsehole. And I turned up in my favourite tie-dye t-shirt. I didn't dress up for it. I went, bollocks, it's a subbing test. And I went in there and I did my subbing test. And afterwards, because this was for Ziff Davis. God, who remembers them guys? I had to drag that name out of my memory. Ziff Davis were responsible for a lot of the big computer magazines back in the day, and I got a subbing test kind of interview. You had to do the subbing test first before they progressed it to interview, and I'm terrible at subbing tests because, you know, I'm just not good at them. Even though I worked in the media for fucking how many years it was, 15 years, whatever it was, about that, 15 years. and my copy was always clean, and I'm a pretty good sub-editor when I'm in the field, but tests, I just can't. I get kind of like a blindness, and I can't see where the mistakes are. When I'm looking for them, you know, if I'm reading something, oh yeah. But when it's a test, and you know that there's a problem, and I always mess them up. So suffice to say, I didn't get the interview, but I did go into Virgin Megastore, and I bought that album, and it's on the shelf somewhere. It's about there. It's about there on the shelf. Look, I don't know if you can see, my head's in the way. See there? It's about there on the shelf. It's the limited edition one, which has the postcards inside. And I bought the singles as well. There was a couple of singles, and there's some really nice tracks on that, which didn't get released. It was on the Jean the Birdman single. You had Earthbound, which was a soundscape, and Endgame, which was nice. I quite like that one. Yeah. But yeah, I remember getting that. And I saw the concert at the Royal Albert Hall with Michael Brook, and that's where I became a Michael Brook fan. I was like, that's it. I saw him, and I saw him doing his live looping type stuff, and that was when I was like, yep, that's what I want to do. I want to do that kind of ambient stuff and live looping stuff. And it was like, yep, yes indeed, that's what I want to do. So yeah, and I've got that on vinyl. I managed to pick up a copy of that when vinyl wasn't expensive. When I was getting revisiting vinyl, I managed to get that, and I managed to get the 12-inch singles as well for a tenner, I think it was, which was quite reasonable back then. But now it's all gone a bit expensive. So no, I'm a big fan of the record. I think it's a good record. Again, at the time, the featured artist said we should turn this into that band, and Sylvian went, no, we're not doing that. We're not doing that at all. But no, it's a good record. I really like it, and both of them are pulling in different directions. So yeah, it's a good one. But alas, because the likes of Declan Colgan. How you doing, Declan? I doubt you're watching, but wow, you managed to run a company into the ground. You managed to take a company into bankruptcy. Your DCM music company. Wow. Was it that action you had with Kanye West? Was that what happened? Because that court case went quiet, didn't it? And then your company went bankrupt. Gee. Could you not afford to pay the costs? Is that what happened? Oh dear. Couldn't have happened to a nicer bloke though. But yeah, because of the likes of Declan Colgan, I don't talk about that band, and I don't talk about the featured artist. Because why would I promote people that want to destroy me? Why would I do that? That would be stupid. So don't buy that record. Don't even stream it. Don't listen to it. Drop me a line and I'll send you a copy for free, because I'm supposed to be a bootlegger. Because somebody was spreading an awful rumour that I was a bootlegger, which is that was a lie, wasn't it? Apart from the couple of CDs that I traded in 2001, blimey, by post, and I traded a couple of CDs. Blimey, those were the days. Who remembers CD trading? Does anyone remember doing that with CDRs? No, just me then. Hey. Alex says, got a Renaissance album the other day. Only cost me £3. Never listened to them before. I haven't listened to it yet. Are they any good? Renaissance. Depends which album it is. Renaissance are an interesting band because they started off as kind of a folky kind of duo. Not a duo, that ain't right. Folky band. Are they a duo? It's kind of a writing duo. And then they kind of swerve off into symphonic rock, I suppose you'd call it. It's a bit proggy, but it's more symphonic is probably the best way. Turn of the Cards, I think, is their best record. And yeah, Turn of the Cards is their best record. That's it. I like them. I think they're quite good fun. If you like folky stuff, and I like folky stuff, then, you know, yeah, they're worth checking out. Again, it all depends what album. It all depends what album you've bought, because they've got a number of albums, and their early ones, like I say, a bit different to their later ones. And it's funny because David Kossoff, is that who we're talking about? Kossoff? Paul Kossoff. Paul Kossoff was cousins with Keith Relf, who went on to form Renaissance. Everything's connected. Weird, isn't it? Isn't that weird? Everything's kind of connected tonight. How did that happen? Yeah, so Ashes Are Burning is where they kind of change into their form from 1973. It's all right, but then Turn of the Cards is really, really good. But it's not until like Song for All Seasons from '78 that they actually get any chart success, because there's a song called Northern Lights, which was it used in a TV show? I think it may have been used as a. Maybe, I don't know if it was used in a TV show, but anyway, it was the hit, and so it propelled the album into the chart. But it's quite different. That's quite different to the other stuff they've done. Again, they progressed, you know, a bit more poppy, if you want to call it like that. But Annie Haslam, who's the main vocalist since '71, she's the second vocalist that they had, is one of the great rock voices from that period. Stray Gator has retracted his message again. How about review of Strange Angels by Laurie Anderson? Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we could do that. Free, Bad Company. Yes, all right now. Bjorn's in. You missed an hour already. I mentioned you already, Bjorn, about your comment about my Anthony Phillips review, and how by now you should know the kind of reviews I do. Turn of the Cards was the album. It's a good album. I think you're going to like it. It's a good record, and £3, not bad. Not a bad result there. Is it a vinyl? Is it a vinyl? It's a good one. And the funny thing about them, the really interesting thing about them, is their lyrics. Their lyrics are written by oh god, Thatcher. I can't remember her name. It's gone out of my head. Oh, come on, Betty Thatcher. So I had to look on the Wikipedia page. Betty Thatcher wrote most of the lyrics for Renaissance, which is really interesting. It's very unusual that that a band gets somebody else to write lyrics for them. But yeah, so. Andrew says, Song for All Seasons is my favourite, yeah. Bill says, don't pay any attention to my comments. I was on my period. That's good to know. Look, you know what I'm like, Bjorn. I'm not that kind of guy. You know, again, I'll go on about Stephen Wilson because it's easier to take those things apart. But what was it? I was explaining the albums that I love, I tend to bathe in. I don't really, you know, I don't remember song titles or whatever. I just put it on the headphones. Again, I listen to a lot of stuff on headphones. Or if, you know, if I'm listening to it on vinyl, I just put it on and I put the sleeve down and I just kind of, you know, I just kind of bathe in it. You know, I absorb it. And so again, like albums like Night Song, I don't know any of the. I know the titles, but I couldn't tell you what the songs are. I know the album inside out, but you know, ask me to talk about it. I just say I really like it. Yeah, and you know, that's what it's like. It's a lot easier to tear things to pieces if you want to, but I'm not going to tear things to pieces that I like. Why would I do that? That's stupid. But again, you should go and listen to all the things that I listen to, whether I like them or not, because thanks to the internet, you don't have to pay, and so you can agree or disagree with me. You can follow me on this journey if you so wish, and see if I'm in the same ballpark. But again, we can. The good thing about all this is we can agree to disagree. Except some people in the comments who get very upset when I criticise their favourite band or artist, and really they should know that, hey, come on, it's not that bad. It's not that bad, is it? Oh wow, it's not that bad, is it? Oh, sorry to hear you was ill, Bjorn. Hopefully you're feeling better now, eh? There's a lot of it around. I think the missus has got the lurgy at the moment, and I seem to be dodging it. So I'm trying to avoid it. Again, kids gone back to school this week, so all the other kids at school have probably been on holiday somewhere. So the lurgy is everywhere. We've got to be careful of the lurgy. You don't want the lurgy. Oh, Bjorn's giving me some money. Now that's even better. I love it when people give me money. It's 100 knocks. He's giving me 100 knocks. So I'm sure that's good. I don't know what that is. What's that in Earth money? 775. Blimey, that, Bjorn, that's really impressive. That's enough for me to buy some guitar strings, and that's great. I really like that. Thank you. It's very kind of you. And again, thank you for being a friend. No, did you know that one from Golden Girls? No, I won't do the rest of it then. Thank you for being a contributor. Thank you for being a member. And yeah, thank you for the knocks. Who doesn't like a bit? Who doesn't like a knock now and again? Andrew says, getting over my cold at the moment. See, told you, a lot of it going around, and I'm trying to dodge it. You know, the problem with me, again, this is boring, is whenever I'm sickening for anything. I don't know if you get this. Can you feel it? Can you feel the illness inside your body? But whenever I'm sickening for something, I get very hungry. I get unusually hungry. I just want to eat, especially meat and things. I could murder a pizza or a burger or something. You know? And the last couple of days I've been really hungry, and it's like, nah. I think my body's trying to fight it off. So it's like, no, you've got to be good. Bjorn says, as long as you don't buy a Stephen Wilson album, that ain't going to happen because I can stream it. I will tell you what is this week is a big week for releases. For those of you who are interested. We have. What do we have? We have the Blu-ray surround sound edition of Quadrophenia out by The Who. That's out at the end of the week. You've got the 4K Pink Floyd Pompeii. And what else is there? We have got Split Ends again. They've released another. They've released like it's like an addendum to that box set, because I think they realised that some of the stuff on the vinyl box set wasn't available. They should have just put a bloody download card in it. And so they've released another double album of Mental Notes, or is it Second Thoughts? Second Thoughts, with the extra tracks that were missing from them. So I've gone and pre-ordered that for me sins. But there is absolutely no chance of Stephen Wilson getting any money from me. Not these days. I'm very selective in what I purchase, and I shouldn't really buy some of these other things because I haven't got any room, and I really haven't got room for half the stuff I buy. I'm drowning. House Full of Shit by Night Lunch. It's a great song. House Full of Shit. Seriously, House Full of Shit. It's one of my favourite songs. And she says, I like an Indian. Okay. As long as she doesn't object. Renee says, nice tea, Darren. I'm on whiskey and cannabis. Well, no, this is coffee. This is the horrible instant coffee that I drink. I'm on whiskey and cannabis. Oh, man. We got another junkie. He's a junkie, man. He's a naughty boy. You are, Renee. I should ban you. You dope heads. We had crackies fighting out in the car park at 1 a.m. The guy was shouting, "Where's my weed?" And he punched her in the face and knocked her to the ground. And I think he broke her jaw because she was like, the other cracky, she's going, "Oh, my jaw." And I was looking out the window laughing because I knew that it woken my daughter up, because my daughter had an exam today and she wanted to get sleep. She was desperate to get some sleep and was like, well, you know what's going to happen? Crackies are going to be fighting in the car park. And so it came to be, and she came down, she said, "Hey, fighting in the car park." And I said, "What do you want me to do about it?" It's not like I can do. I said, "You should go upstairs and watch them from your window. You get a better view up there. You can see them really fighting, better view than down here." And yeah, that's what we have to put up with. Crackies fighting in the car park, because we've got a few crackies, you know. It's good round here, but they usually go. Usually an ambulance turns up, and we never see them again. And man, who'd be a cracky, eh? Who'd be a cracky? James says, my daughter loves Relayer. Good for her. Good for her. I think that's all right. Bjorn says, when I have a fever, I get a high-pitched sound around my ears that I listen to. I always had it, and I'm 51. I remember a few years back, it must have been about 10 years ago now, I had a few winters where I had terrible sinus issues. So bad that I'd have to come back from taking the kids to school. We had a fair walk in those days, like half an hour walk. And I have to lay down on the sofa, and my sinuses were just like, it felt like someone had punched me in the face. And that went on for a few years, about 2 or 3 years, maybe. And then a couple of years, I went deaf. My ears can be completely blocked up, and that happened a couple of winters. And again, I think that's to do with the sinuses. But thankfully, touch wood, and my desk is made of oak furniture land. I'm going to be buried in this desk. I want them to repurpose it into a coffin. Solid. It's because it's got to contain all the crap on the desk. Like, can't play it too loud because I was trying to sleep. I've got so much stuff here. I mean, God, I've got that. I've got that. I mean, what the hell is on this desk, man? I've got one of them. I don't even know what that does. You know, what's going on? And of course, I think that set the dog off. Oops. Oopsie. I'm a bad boy. Andrew says sore throat is the worst thing of a cold. Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's, you know, I just don't like being sick. I don't like being ill anymore. You know, I think it's good in the old days. In the old days when you go, "Oh, I'm not well," and you go to bed, and you know, and it's good because when you're young, well, actually, that's not strictly true, because when I was young, I got pneumonia and nearly died. But when you're young and you haven't got anything to do, it's nice to be sick and kind of just lazing around. But then when you get older and you've got things to do, like make dinner or walk the dog, being ill is like the worst thing that can happen. And of course, there's always that worry that you're going to, I don't know, get pneumonia again and have to go to hospital. So, you know, I don't like being ill. And the whole knee thing that I've got at the moment, it's getting better, but it's still really stiff. It's been 7 weeks and it's been fucking pain for 7 weeks, man. I probably need an operation on it, but it ain't happening. I'm just going to walk it off because, you know why? I'm Generation X and we were told to walk it off, you know. Walk it off, man. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep walking and stretching and put the chips on my knee, put the knee chips. Knee chips are the best kind of chips. And you're probably saying, Darren, why'd you have frozen chips? Because the nurse said that frozen chips are better for diabetics because the freezing process takes some of the carbs out of the chip, apparently. So that's why I have frozen chips now, because actual real chips from real potatoes are not as good. Look, I'm just doing what the doctor said. I'm under doctor's orders, so that's why I have frozen chips, because they're supposed to be better for me blood sugars and everything. So that's what we do. Oh, that's what we do. But yeah, when it comes to coughs and colds, always gargle. Listerine, if you got that around, or salt water. You know, warm salt water is a miraculous cure-all. Again, oral health is important. Oral hygiene is important. Oh, look, that's gone. No. So anyway, we did this earlier, but we might as well carry on because the guy's got a fucking hard on, right? Look at this. You're gonna love this. Wait a minute. Get out of here. Look, remember earlier we did the thing, and look, we said we got look now we got 17 thumbs downs. How fucking pathetic do you have to be? Seriously. Oh god, that is just so sad. Oh dear. Oh dear. As I often say, I don't know who's sadder, him or me. Him for doing that, or me for being here. Oh yeah. Oh, James has retracted his message a number of times, but he asks, what gauge of strings do you prefer? Malmsteen uses 8 to 58 and says it's fine, no sonic difference up top. What do I use? Well, I use Ernie Ball Super Slinky. They're 10, no, they're 9s, I think. But I don't, again, because I'm playing Jazzmaster, Jaguar, and these are 10s. So I'm regular Slinky, which are 10s. So that's it. But 8s are very light, aren't they? But no, I used to use 9s on some of the guitars. I use 9s, but ever since I've been playing like short scale stuff or different, I've gone to 10s. It's whatever you feel like, isn't it, really? Whatever you feel like. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. But Ernie Ball, look out, here comes Ernie Ball. Ernie Ball Slinkies and rotor sound for bass. Because John Entwistle, that's it, that's all I know. When I first started playing bass and I had to buy new strings, I looked around and I heard that John Entwistle helped develop rotor sound strings. I think it's because I'd heard the Who Sell Out. Keep your band together with rotor sound strings, and I said rotor sound strings, and that's my brand for bass. If anyone cares, I've reviewed them. I've reviewed some rotor sounds on my other channel, if anybody cares. Oh yeah, Scotch as well. Scotch and brandy are good. If you don't want to do the salt water or the Listerine, Scotch and brandy is good, but you know, don't forget to spit. No, you can swallow it. I was just joking. But yeah, so hopefully that's answered your question, James. What gauge of strings do you prefer? See, look, we can open it out to the floor. Boom, 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 boom. So has anyone enjoyed the arrest of Prince Andrew? That was good, wasn't it? Did anyone enjoy that? Arrest of Peter Mandelson? That was fun. Has anyone enjoyed that? That was good in the news. That was good fun, wasn't it? Any more for any more? We've only got 9 minutes to go. Are we flagging? What do you want to talk about? No? Anyone? It's all gone quiet out there. Oh no. Bjorn says, I shouldn't laugh about the Royals since we now have the same problems here in Norway. Oh, your ones. Is it a paternity thing in Norway? Or is it a rape thing? I can't remember. I know one of them's got a paternity thing. One of them's got a rape case, isn't it? I don't know if it's the Norwegians. Oh, come on, Google. Wake up. Oh, Google's fallen asleep. Oh, man. Let's try that again. Yeah, rape trial. I knew it was rape. I knew it was rape. Oh dear. Oh well, what can you do about it? Sometimes, look. At least Andrew, he paid for it, eh? Hey. Look, as I've said before, they're different to us. When you've got all the money and all the power and all the influence, it's going to get a bit freaky. Yeah? It's going to get a bit freaky out there. And who are we to judge? Us mere plebs. Who are we to judge what they do? You know. But again, Prince Andrew is just following the footsteps of Princess Margaret. She was a good time girl. And you know, these things are to be expected. I think it's the same with a lot of these people that move in different circles to us. You know, they have different values and different interests and hobbies. You know, I think that's the best way to explain it. But hey, you know, it's what goes on. It's not worth getting upset about, is it? Really, none of it is. We should just sit here and be amused. We should be amused by it. Yeah? Be amused. I mean, I'm quite surprised that, you know, old Donald, old Trumpo hasn't set himself up as King of America. You know, the first American royal family. Because he likes the royals. He's obsessed with them because he has British lineage, or Scottish lineage, and it'd be good, wouldn't it be good if he declared himself King of America? I think that'd be fantastic. Oh, it'd make me laugh so much. I think I'd chuckle. I would chuckle for a good few days. The amount of people that would annoy, you know, that'd be just perfectly trolling the right people, wouldn't it? Ay, ay, ay. What a time to be alive. And what about, have you been following the BAFTAs? You've been following the BAFTAs? Yeah? That was good. Now, again, Andrew's off. He's having a cup. He's going to have a cup of tea. But yeah, the BAFTAs is an award ceremony. And John Davidson is a guy with Tourettes. He took part in a documentary back in 1988 called John Is Not Mad. And it was one of those era-defining documentaries. I mean, was it 17 when it was on? I guess about 17. Was I even 16? I don't know. Let me have a look. Depends when about it was on. John Is Not Mad. When was it out? Wikipedia. It's part of QED. Oh, it was 89. That's funny. I thought it was 88. 15th of March, 89. I thought it was 88. So I'd have been 18 then. And it was one of those era-defining documentaries about Tourette's where it explains what it was. Well, anyway, they made a film about him recently with called I Swear with Robert Aramayo. He was in Game of Thrones. He played young Ned. And they were up for awards at BAFTAs. And John said a very, very, very rude word to some people that were on stage. And everyone's lost their minds. And again, if you come from a certain generation, you find it nothing but amusing. It's like, what did you think was going to happen? He's got Tourette's. And that's what the condition does. But people are being all kind of moralistic and blaming him and not understanding what the disability is. It's like, one, you didn't watch the film, did you? And two, you should watch the documentary. And again, it's a terrible, terrible thing that's happened. And BAFTA have completely fudged the whole thing. But I say we don't invite any Americans over. They just don't get us Brits, do they? They just don't get us Brits. Oh, Renee's off as well. Everyone, my talk of the BAFTAs have scared them off. So yeah, poor John Davidson. I feel deeply sorry for him for his condition. Again, Tourette's is a terrible thing. Again, my son doesn't have Tourette's because he's on this autistic spectrum, and he is prone to blurting out inappropriate things when he's under stress, and so he totally understands John Davidson's position, and said that they're just not being very fair. They're not being very fair on him, and I don't think they are. Again, we're in this caring, sharing time, but the people that need our care, they're the ones that we often point the finger at and say, blame them for everything. That's the hypocrisy of the times. There you go. Paul says, didn't hit out later, so they could have sensed it. I didn't watch it. I'm just reading the headlines. Again, that's up to BAFTA. It's not John Davidson's fault, is it? That's up to BAFTA. I don't know, maybe they should have put him in a soundproof box or something. I don't know. I'm joking. I'm being facetious. Yeah, I think BAFTA probably... Because I thought, in the old days, I thought BAFTA used to go out live, but I think there was like a 2-hour delay and they had plenty of time to edit the bits out, but they didn't. And it's like, well... But that's not the point. A lot of people have been blaming John Davidson for his condition, and that they're saying, well, he must be a racist to have thought of the word. And you go, you don't understand what Tourette's is. It makes you say the things you don't want to say. It's the opposite. It's like, and it's horrible. And go and watch, there's a documentary, like I say, called John Is Not Mad. You can watch it on the YouTube. And I really would like to compel everybody to watch it, because it gives you an understanding of the condition, and it's just, if you don't feel nothing but sympathy for the guy, then this is it. And I just think it's, again, I don't know, it made a... John Is Not Mad. Boink. Go and watch it, and I think it's just a... And it's good to see the guy's made something of his life and made a film about it, and it's been celebrated. And I just hope that, you know, they make it to the Oscars, because I want to see that guy in the front row of the Oscars effing and jeffing. Ay, ay, ay. Yeah, I know, Paul, but if you look at a lot of people, they say, well, if you say these things or think these things, then you must be the thing. And it's like, no, that's not the guy, you know. And one of the actors in the film, he worked with him, and said, look, he can't help it. It's just the condition. And he said some terrible things to me, but he apologised, and we're good friends, and he just can't help it. And that actor was black. But he totally understood the man and what he was going through, because there is a sense of suffering because he's completely not in control. And watch that documentary, because, you know, I think it's an important thing to watch, and it makes you feel grateful for that. You know, I've got a bad knee and I'll just limp on, you know. Thankfully I don't have to grapple with that, you know. So be thankful for small mercies, and we should have more empathy towards the disabled. And I think that when real disability is presented, it really rubs up a lot of people the wrong way. It really does. They do not like the disabled. There's a lot of ism. There's a lot of ism out there. I mean, even with my son. My son got told off today. Got told off. Now, the person reported it to me. They reported what he said. But he never said it. He never said the thing they said he said. Because when he came in, I said, oh, this thing, did you say this thing? And he went, no, I never said that. He said, two of my friends came into the DT class. It was lesson 7, which is an extra lesson. Only a few kids are meant to be in it. And his friends popped their heads in. And I think he had a hammer in his hand. And he said, you're not meant to be here. I'm going to bonk you in on the head. And they laughed and they left. And someone reported him and said that my son was going to attack them with the hammer. And he said, no, I was joking. You know, I was going to bonk him on the head with the hammer. And he said, I didn't do it. It was a joke. I was laughing. My son's held to a different level than to everyone else. And that ain't the first time stuff like that's happened. See, I was working towards the point, you see. And it's not the first time that's happened to him, and it won't be the last time. And I always say to him, you've got to be very careful what you say to people, because they judge you differently, you know. They judge you differently. And yeah, and we should try and understand the disabled, because an accident or an illness, and that's you, that's where you're going. The body's very fragile, you know. And like I said, one mistake, one accident, one illness, and you might find yourself disabled. And then what you're going to do. So yeah, we need to be a bit more empathetic to those who are different to ourselves. And that's the lecture. All right. Paul said the fuss did make me laugh. Well, it is funny, you know. It's funny. And you laugh. There's a great episode of Curb Your Enthusiasm. Again, and it features, because Curb Your Enthusiasm is one of my favourite shows, and I've just got to try and put it up. And it features that they're opening a restaurant, and the chef has Tourettes. They hire this chef. They're a bit worried, but they hire him because he's a good chef, and this is the clip, I think. And they normalise it, and it's beautiful, and they make him feel comfortable. And this is how we should be. This is what they should have done. The guys on stage should have turned around and gave it back to him. Enthusiasm. Tourettes. Scene. Boink. And that's the lecture. Thank you for watching. I better get off because I've gone over time. Oh, 4 minutes over time. Anyway, thank you for watching. Hopefully you've had a laugh. Hopefully it's passed some time. And we'll do this all again soon. And that was it. Remember, folks, if you can't be good, Be safe, but more importantly, don't tell your mother. Night night.